Hello. So today we're going to be trying out a really weird strategy, but this is actually way better than most people think it is, and that's the Moar glaive spam. So basically, these guys are really cheap now, actually. I was surprised that they're this cheap. You could get like so many of them, but the whole idea is that if you get enough more glaives, they can clean up very well and actually do a decent amount of damage to Moabs and BFBs too. Anything above like fortified BFBs, so like fortified BFBs, ZUMGs, blah, all that stuff, they don't really take out that well. But with Gwendolyn, they'll actually also take out DDTs pretty well, because Gwendolyn gives some insane damage bonuses to leads. So basically, I'm just going to be going on quad chimps here and spamming as many more glaives as I can. Plus, with that, it's actually strong enough that I was able to get 26k cash spare, so we'll be getting that too along the way without like that much cheese. The early game, on the other hand, was a lot more difficult because the 4-2-0 boomerangs in the late game are a lot better with the damage bonuses that Gwen give and all that stuff. They're just better compared to a 402. Plus, I don't have to worry about lead because Gwen will do MIB skip for us. So with that, I decided to go for like 3-2-0s in the early game, which are way worse than the early game. It's like just a lot better to get like a 302. That would have made things a lot easier. So it was a little bit of a struggle there, but for the late game, that's going to be a lot easier. If you're thinking about doing black warders with this, I'd say that it actually like can work out. It's not probably going to be the most concise thing, I'd imagine, but like it probably can work. It was a lot better than I expected, and I'd imagine you'd be able to probably get some success with it too. Just go for like at least 1-402 in the early game. That will make things a bit easier. With this, I decided to pair it with the Imbrits. Of course, I will be giving bonus damage, de-leading DDTs for the bottom side with the downtime of the MIB skip from Gwen, and then I'm going to have an overdrive on each side just to be able to take up the Moabs in the early game. As I mentioned, you do need a lot of them for them to be able to consistently clean up super ceramics, which you should have by the time that super ceramics come, so that's not really an issue. But the early game Moabs are going to be an issue because you cannot get like 20 more glaives up before then. And also, there needs to be like a constant wave of stuff around so that all the glaives can bounce around to the targets. If there's just one balloon on one side, they're going to be half as good, which isn't good enough to really take things out. So that needs to be like kind of addressed too in a way. So it has some shortcomings, I'd say, as an overall strategy in terms of consistency. Like if you're not good enough to know what's coming where and when and like how to counter these specific rounds, you're probably gonna have some struggles if you're on a multi-lane map. But other than that, it's pretty good. I was able to kind of know what was coming on. I didn't need a first strike on round 100. I do double first strike, so that's something. And then I think like 97 got to use that too. But a lot of the rounds were actually just like really satisfying. So I'll come back a bit later. So I end up getting a whole bunch. I'm putting them more around Gwen on the top side. The bottom side will be having a little bit less, and that's because I want the Gwen's like heated up buff. A lot of them aren't going to be getting it, but it will also save some money because I go for a primary mentoring up there just to save a little bit of cash. You could do it with like a primary expertise, save some more. That might be a very interesting and odd strategy. I've also seen Dorio do it with permabrew, which I have not tried, but that might be something interesting to try in the future too. But with this, it's actually working quite well. The boomerangs just like literally are flying everywhere, and they're so cheap. You can get so many of them. It's kind of crazy good. I just get a Moar press on the bottom there to be able to pull back some ZMGs. I'll need that on like 96, 97, and 98. Probably would want to get like a few more Moar presses if you're trying to do this for yourself. But for this challenge specifically, I'm trying to restrain from like buying other things and just getting straight up boomerangs. That 98 is just the most beautiful thing ever. It's probably one of the most satisfying around 98s I've had in a while. For 99, I do need to decamo on the bottom a little bit earlier to get Moab glue on these guys, and then I can take everything out. Saba would be very useful for 99, but I decided not to get that for more glaives, or more glaives, that's what it is. And then round 100, we just do a nice double first strike, and we can take it out with one first strike. With 27,000 spare, we can buy more glaives if need be. More. So it was really funny. This also reminds me to like try out Glaive Lord sometime, because it did get some nerfs. Maybe this is better than Glaive Lord, probably not, but it would be a fun thing, and I could have, if wanted to, buy a lot more. And this is like what reminded me how cheap these things are. I was with only 27k, I was able to get like a ton more of these, and yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you want to help out the channel, you can check out these new videos, like and subscribe for more content, support the channel by becoming a member, and joining the Discord to chat with the community. Bye!